how to play with the mind to re-harmonize or self-healing that people calls and re-energize. So the mind, first of all, let's talk about the mind. The mind is literally pretty much the ego. The mind is a collection of memories and data that were conditioning to us. So the mind is synthetic, but the mind is an excellent tool. The mind can serve you to create. The mind serve you as for your imagination, like a TV screen. The mind will give you images that will trigger in you feelings, and those feelings will allow you to connect to the present moment. But here's the trick: when we're using the mind, we use it all the time. We're thinking all the time, right? And that's one of the tricks that has been done to us. The idea of the mind is super powerful, the mind is important, how intelligent you are, you need to read, you need to do this, you need to do this, blah, blah, blah. In reality, we don't need to do any of that. The reality is that the only thing we need to do is to connect with the present moment. And I know it's really hard, and it might be controversial or new to you, as it was to me recently. But the thing is this: if we connect to the present moment, which is the only thing that really exists, think about this. The mind is always taking us to the past or to the future. There is a goal, that going from A to B. There is a goal. I need to get to that goal. So what's happening between where I am and to where I'm going is called life. And that's the interval that is where the life is happening. But because we are always thinking, I'm going to go to the future, I'm going to get this, I'm going to do this. All the time, constantly, during the day to day. If we are here, what am I going to eat? Let's see who is texting. Let's see the Instagram. Let's see. So the mind is always going somewhere out but the present. And the only thing that exists is the present. So if we are all the time outside the present, well, we are Walking Dead. That's why Walking Dead is a show. They are showing us us. When they show us in TV shows, think about the Simpsons. The Simpsons, they are showing us. So let's go back to the mind. So the mind is data, recollect data and memory. So the mind is literally a factory of ego, because that's where we compare. That's where we say this is good or not. The mind is a factory of ego and duality, right? Wrong. All those structures, all those belief systems that we get from culture, from tradition, etc., are the main part why we cannot connect with the real, authentic us. That's the main part, because the real, authentic us is the child, the inner child that exists in the present moment. That's why when we look at a kid, we see a being full of energy, full of creativity, discovering, enjoying every moment, and giving us the emotion, giving us the moment. If they feel angry, they are angry. They feel happy, they are really happy. They want to discover, they want to play, they go and play. They're always in the present moment. That present moment, that inner child has been taken away from all of us. The way we reconnect with that inner child basically is being aware and observe the present moment. And when I say observe, the only thing that you're observing, you and me, we should be observing is what we feel when we're looking at the screen outside. When we're looking at our reality, which is like a movie, an hologram, you can call it, or a display, a pantalla. When we're looking at somebody speaking to us, that person is a reflection of us. And that person is just there to show us something we have inside. How do we know? We feel. And when we feel, we know that we have that feeling of anger, that feeling of rejection, that feeling of abandonment, that feeling of not being enough, that feeling of any feeling that comes. It could be also happiness. Happiness is also, you have that feeling inside. And that person is only there to show you. That's why the universe brings that person in front of you. Now, how we use the mind. So The thing is, with the mind, because memory, we have it, when we bring a memory, we still feel it in the present moment. So that's how we can utilize the mind as a tool, bringing those flashbacks that sometimes come to us, bring them in a certain quiet moment where you can observe them, and in the present moment feel what that image that you brought with your imagination or with your memory is making you feel. When you find that feeling, you focus on that feeling and release the mind. And you focus on that feeling and go inside, really deep inside. And just let it be with no judgment. Remember, judgment is also part of the mind. Because one thing that I tend to do a lot is when the feeling comes, you want to understand it. You want to know where it comes from, when this happened, why, blah, blah, blah. And then that dialogue, the mind, the ego wanting to know, which the ego wants consistency. The ego wants to know all the time. That ego is taking away the present moment. It's taking away my connection with my inner child. Does that make sense? So when you find that connection anywhere, it can be running, it doesn't have to be meditating. It can be when you are with somebody. Somebody might triggers you, somebody might make you feel good. That's also a good thing to look. What makes you feel really good, because that's a compass. That's where you need to go. You need to follow your joy. It's that simple. So going back to the mind, we can utilize the mind, go to the feeling, but when the feeling comes, you find it, you release the mind, and you focus your attention in the feeling and relax your body. And just let it talk to you. Just let it. If it doesn't talk, just feel it. Feel it for your body. You're going to feel tension. You're going to feel a lot of things. And that's the way you release trapped emotions. So that's how you utilize your mind to re-energize and harmonize. Now you're going to tell me, but how is that you harmonize with this, blah, blah, blah. When you release emotions is like having windows open in your computer. So when you release emotions, your computer is gonna take less energy from you. So you're gonna feel more energetic. Your body is gonna change. You're gonna lose weight, and in overall you're gonna feel happier because you're lighter. So that's the way you harmonize. You're harmonizing with attention. Tension, that's when we harmonize a guitar. Now you're doing it with tension, attention. So here it is. That's how you utilize the mind to harmonize and re-energize your beautiful device, your beautiful vehicle. If you need help with this, DM me and I will be happy to guide you through the process.